Here's the real reason I have an issue with calling Erika Kirk a psychopathic, compulsive liar, narcissistic, evil woman. When those words, labels, diagnostics are used, there's an assumption that the individual is getting off on other people's pain. That they are an isolated island who doesn't want or need anything, but only to prey on weaknesses for their own strength. When I look and read Erika, she is the weak pawn that's being used. The psychopaths and the narcissistic, compulsive liars, in my eyes, are actually a tier above her that are using her. So when she's speaking and acting, and like I said, I'm not negating that she's exhibiting any of these characteristics. I'm saying they feel like mimicry to me. I'm not afraid of Erika Kirk. There isn't a sense of inner authority that she's using. And when she's trying to be like big, bad, and scary, it's like she's digging deep to find it. It's like someone's chatting in her ear to say it, to affirm it. It's not just a state of being. It's not just an expression of self. So it's like performing the big, bad woman who doesn't care. But once again, it's curated. Women who are actually scary, it's not curated. It doesn't depend on how much money they have. It doesn't depend on whether or not they're liked. It doesn't depend on whether or not they have people whispering in their ears saying that they're the best or the star of the show, no one will understand them. No, women who are actually scary, who are actually with the shits, who are actually getting off on people's weaknesses, you feel that. Like your stomach drops when you come across something like that. That's why all of this conversation about the psychopathic, narcissistic, anyone could argue the behavior that she's displaying would fit those categories. But what I'm saying is it honestly feels like she's mimicking someone else. Now, my stance is actually looking at Erika Kirk and comparing her to Kim Kardashian and Beyoncé Knowles, because I think all three of these women are products of the same machine. They're creations of the same beast. My theory is that they've been groomed by their mothers. And it's the same thing that I get when Kim Kardashian is like being bad and tough and like serious and like I don't care, unbothered. I don't actually take her seriously. But her mother, if Kris Jenner were to come whisper in my ear and tell me that I need to sit down and stop talking, I get a chill down my spine. Right? Because there's actually something deeply distorted and corrupt within her mom that I pick up. And Kim is just the product of it. Kim is the puppet of it. And honestly, same thing with Beyoncé. If Beyoncé is, flexing, like expressing her power or authority, there's some validity to it, right? Like beauty can be intimidating. Money obviously backs someone up. There's a sense like she gets what she wants. She's going to get things done. So there is an element there that you do take seriously, but it's not the same kind of like buck, like I'm afraid of her. Now her mother, Tina Knowles, if she looks me in the eye a certain way, I'm really on guard. If Beyoncé looks me in the eye a certain way, it's like, okay. Right? Because what I'm describing here is Lori Frantzve, Erika's mom, Lori, Kris, and Tina. They're all cut from the same cloth. They all have the same signature to me. Their daughters all have the same signature to me. They're cut from the same cloth. But they are presented as the powerhouses. They are presented as the large and in charge woman, and we can have poor opinions on them. But in all honesty, from my vantage point, it's these women's, it's the mothers. And that's the interplay that needs to be looked at. So if you're calling Erika Kirk a psychopathic, narcissistic, compulsive liar, like, I get it, that's fine. But once again, to me, it's too isolated. It kind of like caps what's actually happening here. Because what's actually happening here is a puppeteering of psychopathic, narcissistic, compulsive liars. My theory is the mother is the primary hand in this grooming, or she's one of the pivotal ones. Okay? So, just to wrap this one up, when you experience a woman who truly has a sense of authority, it feels different, it lands different in the body. Now, when someone has a ballooned sense of authority, right, which I think these women do because they've been groomed and positioned and they've been fed lies or fantasy to keep them as a cash cow so others can use them, right? So it's not a real sense of identity. It's not that sense of authority that you feel like a god is backing them. No, it's vacancy, it's greed. That's where they're sourcing their power from. And it's probably from other people's that's just trickled down within them. But do you know who actually gives psychopathic, narcissistic, compulsive liar? Ghislaine Maxwell. That woman, when I think of her, even if I look at her, she's the type, she gets off on inflicting pain. And there's something creepy, slimy, icky that you feel from that. What I'm saying is Erika Kirk is not that at all. She's been told she's pretty enough times by fake people to actually think and have a balloon sense of authority. That's what she gives. And that's why I wanted to make this video, because it's important that we get more fine-tuned with this. The psychopathic, narcissistic, compulsive liar. She's a product of that that's mimicking it. Ghislaine Maxwell, that's the source of it. That's the woman who's creating Erika's, right? Oh, there's much more. There's so much more. But let's leave it here for now.